Our universe is a beautiful place, isn't it? Also, it's very scary. Scientists have been trying to find Earth-like planets for decades, and the requirements are tough enough. We need to orbit a star like a sun, but at a safe distance, and only have the right materials to survive. So far, NASA has discovered 4,401 exoplanets, planets outside the solar system. Some are said to be similar to Earth, while others have strange atmospheres or orbit deadly stars. From lava planets to deadly darkest planets, these inhospitable alien worlds will make you appreciate Earth. But before we move forward in the video, make sure to subscribe for more content and like this video for receiving similar suggestions from YouTube. Also, we highly appreciate your comments. So let's get started. Number 1. K2141b. In a new study announced November 3, 2020, an international team of researchers describes a planet like no other in our solar system. The Earth-sized exoplanet K2141b is a world of hot lava on one side and extremely cold on the other. There are oceans of magma, rock vapor, and atmospheres, and supersonic winds. K2141b is one of two planets in a stellar system located about 202 light years from our solar system in the direction of Aquarius, the constellation visible from around the world on November night. Planets orbiting near their stars are naturally much hotter than those further away like Mercury and Venus in our solar system. But in some solar systems, there are planets orbiting their stars closer than Mercury, which is closest to our sun. Some of these extreme worlds are called lava planets, which scientists believe have at least part of their surface covered by a sea of molten magma. Oh man, a sea of molten lava sounds like describing hell in its environment. On November 3rd, scientists from McGill University, York University, and the Indian Institute of Science Education announced that one such planet called K2141b is even more exotic. It's a world that's hot on one side and freezing cold on the other, with oceans of magma about 100 kilometers deep, rain of rock that evaporates and then settles in regular cycles like Earth's water cycle, and supersonic winds of more than 3,100 miles per hour or 5,000 kilometers per hour. Extraordinary. The results are based on data from NASA's Kepler Space Telescope and the Spitzer Space Telescope. The side facing away from the star is very cold, estimated to be below negative 330 degrees Fahrenheit or negative 200 degrees Celsius. But on the side facing the star, temperatures are expected to reach 5,700 degrees Fahrenheit or 3,000 degrees Celsius. In our solar system, we believe that the scorching surface temperature of Venus is hot enough to melt rock, but in K2141b, it is so hot that the rocks can evaporate. Now, I am highly convinced that they have discovered the actual hell. I must start good deeds now. Well, first let's see what other planets have to serve us. Are they even worse and scarier? Let's find out. Number 2, TRES-2b. Astronomers have discovered the darkest known exoplanet, a Jupiter-sized gas giant known as TRES-2b. Their measurements show that TRES-2b reflects less than 1% of incoming sunlight, making it blacker than coal or any planet or moon in our solar system. TRES-2b is significantly less reflective than black acrylic paint, so it's really an alien world. In our solar system, Jupiter is shrouded in bright ammonia clouds that reflect more than a third of the sunlight that hits it. In contrast, TRES-2b has no reflective cloud due to its high temperature. TRES-2b orbits its star at a distance of only 5 million kilometers. The star's intense light heats TRES-2b to over 1,000 degrees Celsius, too hot for an ammonia cloud. In contrast, its exotic atmosphere contains light-absorbing chemicals such as vaporized sodium and potassium or titanium oxide gas. However, neither of these chemicals fully explains the extreme darkness of TRES-2b. It's not clear what causes the planets to be so dark but not completely black, so hot that it emits a faint red glow like embers or coils on an electric stove. Kipping and Spiegel determined the reflectivity of TRES-b using data from NASA's Kepler spacecraft. Kepler is designed to measure the brightness of distant stars with extreme precision. The team monitored the brightness of TRES-2b's system as the planet orbited its star. They found subtle lighting eclipses due to the changing phases of the planets. TRES-2b is thought to be tidally locked like our moon, so one side of the planet is always facing the star, and like our moon, the planet exhibits alternating phases as it orbits its star. This causes the overall brightness of the star plus planet to differ slightly. Number 3, 55 Cancri e. 55 Cancri E, also known as Janssen, orbits a star called Copernicus at just 41 light-years away. The molten surface is completely uninhabitable, but above the burning horizon hangs Janssen's sister planet Galileo in the dark sky. The silicate in the atmosphere will condense into clouds on the dark side of the tidal planet, reflecting off the lava below, and the sky will shine. 55 Cancri is a superterrestrial exoplanet orbiting a G-type star similar to our Sun. Its mass is 8.08 Earth's masses. It takes 0.7 days to orbit its star once and is 0.01544 AU from the star. The discovery was announced in 2004. Number 4. HD 189733b. This distant blue planet may seem like a friendly paradise, but don't be deceived. The weather here is deadly. The planet's cobalt blue color comes from a fiery, foggy atmosphere containing glassy clouds. A howling wind hurled the windshield sideways at 5,400 miles per hour or 2 kilometers per second, shattering everything in a sickening spiral. That's the death of 1 million cuts on this slasher planet. HD 189733b is a gas exoplanet orbiting a K-type star. It has a mass of 1.13 Jupiter. It takes 2.2 days to orbit its star once and is 0.0313 AU from the star. The discovery was announced in 2005. Previous observations have revealed evidence of blue light scattering on the planet. Hubble's observations confirm the evidence. When viewed directly, the planet appears as a dark blue dot reminiscent of the color of Earth from space. This completes the comparison. In this turbulent world of outer space, daytime temperatures are nearly 2,000 degrees Fahrenheit, and it's likely to rain glass sideways with winds of 4,500 miles per hour. The cobalt blue color does not come from the reflection of tropical oceans like on Earth, but from a foggy, burning atmosphere with high clouds shrouded in silicate particles. Hot condensing silicates can form very small gas droplets that scatter blue light more than red light. Hubble and other observatories conducted extensive studies of HD 189733b and found that its atmosphere was varied and exotic. Number 5. Kelt 9b. There are a few things about Kelt 9b that Earthlings should be familiar with. There are 4 seasons, for example, and that's great. What's not good is that these 4 seasons are basically 2 summers and 2 winters, each lasting about 9 hours. This is because the planet is so close to what Forbes calls its host star that there are only about 36 hours in a year. Oh, and that sun is bombarding the planet with 44,000 times the solar energy that Earth's sun provides, and that's about 56% hotter than the sun. All of this creates a terrifying amount of heat. During the hottest hours, the planet's temperature reaches 7,800 degrees Fahrenheit, meaning the atmosphere is caught in this vicious cycle of destruction. This hottest temperature is enough to actually break down molecules according to popular mechanics. During the winter season, atoms such as hydrogen are formed, which just hours later become too hot to grind like pork. They are reformed later, and then the whole cycle begins again. Scientists are pretty sure, claiming that there's no chance for any life to exist there, and even if it did, it wouldn't last long. In relative terms, of course, the host star Kelt 9 gives off so much radiation that there's a good chance that tiny Kelt 9b will eventually vaporize. Number 6. The planets of AU Microscopii. Most sci-fi movies and TV shows have scenes with characters trying to navigate a ship through an asteroid field, and there's a good reason for that. It's kind of scary that your belly is shrinking, even when you're safely sitting on the couch with a Cheetos bag. Don't like all those short calls and short omissions? Do not put the AU Microscopii system on any list. A small red dwarf star, AU Microscopii, is a fairly close neighbor to Earth for the universe, only about 32 light years away. According to Sky and Telescope, the great thing about the star is that it's surrounded by a field of debris, and of course, astronomers want to try and figure out what exactly is causing this orbital dust bunny field. Along the way, they discover that the baby star is already orbited by 2 planets in a debris field. As if that weren't bad enough, NASA describes how the sun is constantly emitting a vicious temper tantrum and bombarding the planet with beams of radiation and X-rays. At least the debris field is visible, so is that a plus? However, who would have thought that the asteroid belt would be the least scary thing the planet has to face in a day? So what planet did you find the scariest in today's video, and why? Do let us know in the comments section. Also, please like this video and subscribe for more similar content. Thanks for watching.